Today we're going to repair water damage on a ceiling. All right. For today's repair we will need the following besides the paint, that is. Thin fiber mesh tape, 5-minute mud, various tools. It's going to be one of the important things here. Bin by Zinsser. It's a prime stain blocker. All you guys say, I can fix it with Kales. Let me show you something. You try to fix this water stain with Kills, you will have to do it 15 or 16 times and it still won't come, still won't not bleed through. A word on the Zinsser. Buy a cheap chip brush, because whatever you put this on is over. It's dead after this. It's a shellac product. You cannot clean your brush or roller or anything else after you're done. So get one. Don't be using your nice $20 brushes to destroy. Use this. I'm working with 5-minute mud. What that means is, you people out there, that doesn't mean I'm going to be ready to sand it in 5 minutes. That means the workability. That means until it sets up and I can't use it anymore. But by no means is it ready to paint in 5 minutes. I'm going to show you how we fast track the drying on it. Because a lot of guys will do this and then come back tomorrow to get everything else done because they're waiting for the drywall mud. But instead, I'm going to fast track it. And what I'm doing now is pre-cutting my tape, because if you wait till your mud's all set up, you might not have enough time. For the base layer. Okay, I'm just going to put a little, and I mean a little, not fill in that gap like I did. Let's move a little, whatever. Just floppy paper. Be light-handed when you drywall. Any of you who've ever had a tattoo with an overzealous, heavy-handed guy know what I'm talking about. Okay, need to fill it in. I just want a little glue underneath my tape. Throw a little mud in there. That won't be an issue more than once. Alright, get my tape. Set it in there like so. Okay, now how to fast track this. By fast tracking, I don't mean the fact that that dude over there stole my painter stand and I had to go fetch another one. But we're going to make the drywall mud. Okay, heat gun, everything ready. These things are not blow dryers, they're serious. They will burn the shit out of you. You can't be applying too much heat in one spot at one time because you'll bubble the paint around it. Drywall mud dries with heat, paint dries with cool and lack of humidity. So it's two different things. So you put a fan on this, it's still going to take a really long time to dry because it needs heat, and a fan is going to add cool. So put this on, put it on the high setting. Okay. And then what we're going to do is carefully, it's going to take probably 5 minutes plus. Most of the small hole repairs we do for paint purposes is used by a product made by Gap called Drydex. You know it. There it is. It's the pink stuff that turns white when it's ready. Great for doing small repairs and little holes. These holes here would work, but this heat gun will not work for that. It'll bubble and gum up. That product is like paint, and it wants airflow and cool rooms. Sanding, I like a nice aggressive sponge, like 120. I don't get fine finished stuff, because then you just have to hit it real easy. Okay, like I said, you see I'm not sanding it crazy, because it's not a lot of mud. And that's it. When you sand, you keep a rag with you because it's going to leave a bunch of particulate. You don't want that sanded drywall mud for the next layer there, because it'll gum all up, it'll dry up your new drywall mud, and you'll have a headache. Alright, I did leave those little hairs rather than cut them out and make another mess. I can fix it with mud. Again, remember the light-handed rule. Sand these other areas real quick. Close up here again. Okay, now don't be focused. We want it protruded a little bit. There we go. You see a little bit of tape there. It's very little, but when I sand it, it will get a little more visible. Alright, we get ready on this. Okay, let me show you a little trick. All those old recessed lights pop down like so you don't have to cut around them. You might see some ridges. I can't feel them. When the paint gets on, they will vanish. It never happens. And here's your education. I got this crappy stand. I got better ones at home. It's the only one I got today. I'll do better next time. Here's the bin. Cheap chip brush. Start over in the corner. Now this is very, very watery. Fan, you see what I did with that little tiny chip brush? All in all, it was about 10 minutes. And that texture you can see of the brush marks, that'll go away as it lays down, and more so after I prime it and paint it.
It dries 10 times faster than paint.
It dries very fast, especially with that. I'm gonna get that on it next, and then we will see. You see, looks like we lucked out. Everything dried. Let's get rid of this light so you can see. Okay, it's yellow and it's ugly, but it is not a stain. Okay, all the way down. No watermarks. I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch nap. This is our default on pretty much everything. versus a 3/8 snap that you find usually at Lowe's or Home Depot, because it's less dips in the paint. Plus, ceiling paint is the thinnest, cheapest paint you can buy, even if you buy the good stuff. I don't buy the good stuff. I buy the Valspar Ultra. It's roughly $22, $23 a gallon. I buy it by the 5 gallon for 120 bucks, something like that. I don't know what the math is. That being said, laying it on thick is a good thing. What we're gonna have to do is prime these areas, roll it out. Don't skip this step. And what you'll do is you'll leave all kinds of boogers from the roller in your paint, and then you're gonna be trying to get these big nickel-sized globs off the ceiling. You're gonna have to reapply. Okay? And I'm going really slow because we're not painting the walls here. If I go fast, boy, this is thick as a coal. If I go fast, it's going to fling all off my roller and get all over the walls. Let's evaluate. We got a little bit of shinies up there. Yeah, not quite ready. You could go over it. But then what happens is that's tacked up pretty good. What'll happen is smear around like Play-Doh. Less than ideal. Your phone, put your bright light out, take a quick gander, make sure there's no misses.
That's a wrap.
And yes, this is the part of being able to get that top dollar on the job. Clean up. Of course, you're not drywall, dust, and crap over here. I have a double hot too. Keep this on the truck. This was free. I bought batteries. Okay? Clean up after yourself. If you're trying to do this, try to make a business out of this, or it's a weekend job. If you don't do this, you don't need to do this from the customer's mouth on the way out the door, and you don't have to get down and mop everything. Basically, leave it at least as good as you got it. My old man taught me, leave it better than they gave it, and you'll always be hired again. Okay, see here? All right. There's our cameraman, also our resident beauty queen. You put back his lights, everything's good. You'll still see a little bit of little bit of the bleed through there, that's where it takes longer to dry on the bin and the drywall mud than it does anywhere else. Alright, it's almost dry. Like I said, having the amount of ceilings repaired and painted that I've done, I'm very confident I could leave here and everything will be disco. And like I said, just keep it good, keep it nice, make sure you clean up, and you get top dollar. What time is it now? 12:18. 3 hours and 18 minutes actually on site. I have probably, if I were to buy the only the amount of paint I needed, which was about a gallon. I had a 5 gallon anyway, so I just used that. The drywall mud, which I already had, which is $8 a bag, I used about 6% of the bag. And then, let's see here if we can get there. We go, good shot. Anyway, when all is said and done on this 3 hours, all right, I'll build this out at $1,000. Profit margin before I pay Skylar, and he is paid very well. That's because he gets a lot done in a short amount of time. He's very good. If I were doing this by myself, which I could have very easily after my cost was involved, I'd probably have about a $950 profit day.